All the way, set the beat on flow. Whoa.
I didn't miss anything, did I?
No.
Okay, cool. Oh, another thing.
They can hear you. I haven't switched to the main screen.
Wow, they can hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, great. Guys, I've been talking to Cloudhead. That's right. Yeah, in case you don't know who Cloudhead is, that's one of the TOs of OMG, One More Game. So, just saying.
Wi-Fi Central.
Your boy's always talking.
Okay, now is as good as time as ever to get the game started. As you may know, Smurf out here. I'm talking during the intro title screen, but that's cool. That's all right. Today we talk Smash news, Smash things, Smash related stuff. So not to flex or anything like that, but that's what we do, and that's what we doing. So I am part of your co-host team, MMG the Infinite. AKA Lance, and my other co-host is my friend, my good love, Smurf, aka Alvin, aka another co-member of the Money Match Gaming Squad. Say hello, Smurf.
Hello, Donald.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, I was practicing. Hello, everybody. It's Money Match Gaming time. I'm excited to talk some Smash today, because Smash ain't no joke. Neither is anybody that loving Smash. Yeah, all the things, bro. I'm excited for today. Are you excited? Because I'm excited.
So excited, man. How could I not be excited? It's like there is pizza. Everybody loves that about you, man. Is he really gonna? Yeah, he's gonna do that. Yeah,
right.
he gonna do that. Yeah, that's exactly what he about to do. You should love it. You should appreciate it.
Meow.
Take it all in.
Meow. But we got some exciting topics for you guys today. Today we're just kind of covering things that are happening in the Smash Bros community, specifically Smash Ultimate, because Melee don't exist anymore.
I don't know, man. It's your dream. It's your hope, but that community, I'm not sure if it'll ever die.
I mean, nah, I think they like Smash. Well, 1 second. It was worth it. I just got it out of the oven. I have to take that bite. I think they like it more, dude. I think there's enough characters. People are really talking about it's more enjoyable to play. Just enjoyable, more of a party game. Now that doesn't necessarily make it competitive, but I think it's got competitive nature too. I like competitive nature too, and it's mixing things up a lot. Something to appreciate. But before we go into any topics, I just want to do a quick run through for you guys, just to give you an idea of some of the things we might talk about today. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the Smash Ultimate community since week 1. This is technically week 2, right? Or is it technically week 3 now?
It's. I think we're going into 3, but it's still like 2 in some days.
Yeah, I feel like it's I feel like it's actually like the beginning of the 3rd week, but I'm gonna call it week 2, and I feel like everybody else feels that way anyways. So, week 2 of Smash Ultimate, we're past Simon and Richter. That's so week 1. We're past what's the big crocodile?
King K. Rool.
Yeah, we're past the crocodiles in Rockstar games and in Nintendo games. We're just past it. We're moving on to Luigi. Actually, let's just start. Can we just start there with the your opinion of kind of this situation on the Luigi topic of things?
Well, I haven't been abused by Luigi yet, outside of his new tether grab. There's something about the way Luigi moves around stages, people, things that kind of already made him good in the older iterations. In a lot of senses, I think he's like a lot better than Mario. His setups were just amazing, man. It is like, it's so weird because you have that general feeling about Luigi, like, oh, he's a little hoe, but then like that little hoe will bruise you. He will abuse you if you kind of get in that situation. So it's like, like I imagine it's similar to the same, because they did change his kit up a little bit, but that tether grab probably goes ham, like easy.
I will say from my experience with the Luigi, and if you could like find us a Luigi OP video, why don't you just type that into YouTube, or like Luigi Zero Death. I'm going for one of the high trending ones right now. But from my experience fighting Luigi and like previous to fighting him in Ultimate, I had already felt like, because I tried this at the end of Smash 4 and I didn't have enough time to like really work up a character. Everybody else had been playing for years. But I tried to work in Luigi at the end of Smash 4 and I was like, oh, it feels cool, but whatever. And then come this time around, it didn't even seem so much about like, I was expecting people to be, jumping up, doing a little spin on my head, jumping up, doing a little spin on my head. And it wasn't even so much that, as much as just these plunger grabs were getting me to a ridiculous extent. It's like the King K. Rool vacuum thing that he does, where he's like, come back into my gun if you're on the edge, except it's like that with Luigi at any point on the stage. It's kind of ridiculous. He's like him and Captain Falcon, I think, are like grab champions of Ultimate right now.
Captain Falcon, I have run into one of those and he bruised me. Now, dude, mind you, I play some heavies, so I'm juggle food all day, every day. But I couldn't do anything. He literally, because I play a lot of stages with the platforms, and I think nobody really has a choice at the moment, especially the state of online. But before I hit the ground. Think about that. Before I hit the ground of coming down of the initial platform you start on when you have a battlefield stage, before I hit the ground, he was in my face, grabbing me, and then comboing into neutral air until I'm off the stage. And I'm like, I'm dead.
Yeah. I think Captain Falcon is going to be a ridiculously high tier opponent to deal with. It's like people like Fatality Falcon and stuff like that. I don't know what he was doing this weekend. I don't think he's been doing major yet. A lot of the pros are staying away from majors until they get like a month or so under their belt. But it's something to fear. It's something to fear when he gets out there, because these Falcons and he loses some of his ability, where like it used to be part of Falcon play to run past the opponent and then come back and hit them with that up B.
Cross ups.
Yeah, but you can't run through people and you can't run through players anymore. So that's gone. But he's still just, the grab ability is insane. And it's shadowed by Luigi's grab ability, which is saying enough. It's just saying enough. Let's see. Yeah, did you get us a Luigi video?
Yeah. I haven't watched through it all, but I mean, I typed in the first thing, top 10 most brutal Zero to Death. The second one is Luigi. I watched this percent go up. I saw him fly up in the sky, and I was like, this will probably be enough. Again, we don't own any of this content. It's like less than 15 seconds. So, I think we'll be in the clear there. But let me push live so you guys can see the little screen below. And let's give it a go, man. Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Just like that. The magic happened. Over.
Yes, that's the issue with Luigi currently. And apparently, it's like when he's at 0% damage, that he's like something in the game is like he's that dangerous since he hasn't been touched. And he remains around that dangerous until he gets about 30% damage on him. And then it goes away somewhat. So then it's less dangerous, I guess. But people have been saying that anywhere from 10 to 30% damage, you're just dead meat. And so pros are playing like Luigi's, and they're just like staying on the platform, throwing fireballs, whatever they got to do. And they're all talking about like strategizing it that way too. Just like, yeah, like Captain L today was like, yeah, sitting next to my see Luigi, it's just about 40 thunderbolts from the platform before I jump in. Like, yeah, you would hope that gets you there. But that's a pretty insane combo that he can pull off. And again, even if you're far away, he can grab you and pull you into it. Yeah, and I don't think we're seeing like our necessarily our highest tier Luigi's that have been doing these videos. So like, it's scary.
I was a little suspect too when people started saying he was bad, because I was just kind of like, I think that tether grab kind of adds a lot, you know what I mean? There's like a lot of characters that still need to be properly kind of labbed out and stuff like that. So,
Well, yeah. Oh, as you mentioned that labbing, which I think is just very important in this game. I'm not normally a person that likes to go to the lab unless it's involving an animated cartoon known as Dexter's Laboratory, or no, that's pretty much it because I don't watch Bones. But otherwise, I don't really like to go to the lab. But Smash Ultimate, I feel like, is a game that's like going to make me get in there, get in the training room, and do some labbing. And I think, honestly, if I were like some type of motivational Smash coach, I'd be like, everybody should be spending at least 10 to 15 minutes a day in the training room. Like, if you're going to play Smash that day, 10, 15 minutes in there, and then go play. I don't care if it cuts you down to 45 minutes to play. Like, you need to get better. But like that 10 minutes or something like that you spend in there, any amount of time that you actually spend that you were like actually just trying to like work on something and figure out those moves would greatly benefit your play. You'd really be surprised sometimes. It doesn't take long for people to kind of figure out things, especially when you create a scenario for you to figure them out. When it's not complete mass chaos happening all around you, and you want to try that out, but it's not safe to all the time. And you don't even get an idea of like the distance on some of these moves or what they can cancel and whatnot. So I really would encourage a lot of players to go to the lab. I've been reading a lot of tweets recently from pro players talking about how, sure, if your character is the situation where you're just able to totally transfer them over, then you're all right. But you still won't know all the matchups because there's too many different matchups. There's too many little tweaks in other people's, and you think you know a matchup, and all of a sudden, you don't know. Here's a matchup that I thought I really knew, because everybody knows this matchup in Smash 4. It's super easy. And when you see it come out in Smash Ultimate, it's like, oh, this is nothing. This is whatever. But then you get a King DDD in front of you, and he's throwing those damn Gordos, and they don't disappear. They last so long in this. I think that's the most dangerous thing with them. It's like, sure, they do damage, and there's a kill confirm like damage. It's like, that's cool. Like, they could have killed you before too, but like not to this extent. But like, that's cool. That's not bothering me as much as the fact that not only do they kill and they do that damage, but they last so long. They're stagnant in one position for so long if he wants. And it was never like that before. That increase in time is really what's making characters like DDD and other characters in the game so dangerous. It's just the increase of a little bit of time on things like that, whether it was like a PK fire or something like that, but anything that they change, and like you're going in and you're like, oh, I know this matchup, and it's like, but maybe that person lab, or they've just been playing with that character because that's their character and they're trying to learn them more, and now you don't know the matchup as well as you think you do. And that's going to be really dangerous. I think it's going to be exciting for these first like 2 months or so of Ultimate, and if we get the 2 months where people really get to use that type of stuff. But before people start getting in labbing, actually experimenting with the timing to counter some of these things and stuff like that, and stop just screaming nerf.
Right. Because I very much agree with like Armada. When the game came out and it was like 3 days old, he's like, dude, the game's been out 3 days. There's no way you spent more than an hour in any matchup, And then there goes King Mulatto, nerf. It's like you gotta just give it some time. And even though I'm kind of like getting to that point where I'm like, all right, well, there's just a bunch of characters that are really like hard. There's a bunch of matchups that are really hard for characters like Ike or anybody big that doesn't have a whole lot of projectiles, that I'm kind of like, ugh. There are a couple things that I wish everybody had I don't even want to get into it.
Are you gonna say a projectile?
Well, I was gonna talk about like Richter and Simon. Like as Ike, it feels really close to impossible to get in. Like
I'm gonna get good with Ike. That's it.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm tired of you saying it.
Go for it. And then like a lot of those go-tos where your moves are coming out frame 2 and shit like that. It's just like it requires so much spacing, and I need to get like so much better at like using my defensive options and making sure that I'm spacing properly. It just takes a lot to learn, and it's like every matchup's a little bit different. Sometimes you want to be closer, sometimes you want to be taller. And like the way they change the game mechanics in general to where it's like if you're fighting a Pikachu, it's like it's really hard to use your good moves if you're Ike against Pikachu, because like his hitbox is like that, and so it's like you have to do this weird short hopping, and I'm not the best at short hopping.
You just gotta do short hopping in general. Like,
well,
I know you've mentioned that a few times now, where you're like, I've done really short hop and stuff, but I'm like, this is something that I like looked up, like I don't know, like a year or two ago, like Smash 4, and I was like, and it was really just because like I was fighting like Mario's and like faster characters, Mario's and Sonic's and stuff that were just like getting in on me. I'm like, these motherfuckers moving too quick. How are they? And it's just short hopping. It's making sure that you stay low to the game, and you definitely get rewarded for short hopping in this game.
Yeah.
Because you not only do you have the ability to short hop, but like when you get low to the ground and you do your air dodge, it becomes that much more efficient. When the lower you are to the ground doing your air dodge, it is godly. It is a godly move if you were low to the ground. If you were doing little tiny baby air like jumps and whoosh, like that person's not gonna hit you. And like they're not gonna hit you. I'm sorry, I just don't get hit. No situation. It's like so rare. So that's super important. But it's important in general. Like I mean, when you look at any pro scene matches, and we're watching them dash across the stage, sure, there's like the tribe and stuff like that people can do, and you need little dashes. But most people are doing little, just little small jumps. They're just doing little jumps across, and that's because you get a wide range of moves off of that. You get your neutral air, you get your back air, your forward, you're open to all of your possible moves, all of a fraction off the ground, able to dodge in any direction quickly now with the new air jump or air dodge, and then continue your ground combos, probably behind them after they charged up to do a smash attack on you, which now missed, and they're charged into it. But yeah, that's something. Yeah, you definitely need that. It's not that difficult. It's just you just got to work on barely touching it. It's just little touches.
Yeah, no, it's difficult for me. Like and like I've gotten to the point to where because I use tilt so much now that like I don't even find myself dashing anymore. Like I just don't find myself pushing the stick, and it's just training myself and obviously playing more because I don't play enough. Just family, life, all those different types of things.
Yeah, I'd also say like I know for your play style and stuff, and I don't know if it exists for you like this with Ultimate because I play like a whole bunch of Ultimate with you, but like I know games usually you have this mentality of like, well, I got to go in there and fight them to get good, and I'm like, you don't really want to do that with Smash Ultimate. No, like sure you want like you do that with the computer, like you do that in lab session.
I do.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, that's what I'm saying. But like in general, when you're just fighting somebody and stuff like that, if you were like it's a case of I think Smile Bro said it like very cleanly the other day, which is like this game rewards campiness to some degree. Like I'm not saying be like extremely campy, but like the situation where let's say they never nerfed Luigi and he has this 0, then like the game is rewarding campiness from the defender. Like if you know this person is this strong and it can kill you instantly, you need to camp for a second and do that damage and then go in. And the game has I just keep seeing situations like that where it's rewarding people for like being farther away from them. Like if this person's too big, stop trying to go in and fight him. Like, yeah, we understand that you want to go in and fight him. He wants you to go in and fight him because he's a big, like, but you don't go in and fight him. Like,
I mean,
you don't do it.
To do that, I'd have to play a different character though, because my character's fight range is up close and personal. And it's
yours is up close and personal. And I'm not saying you don't approach. I'm just saying it's a slower approach. You probably want to work on those little bunny hops. And like just working in like the neutral and stuff like that because he's got approaches, but I think like you want to play it a lot safer and like,
every last one of his aerials are just crazy. They're really, really, really good, and I'm just not the best at short hopping. And I mean,
and that's almost like I mean, that's all it's gonna be for you though, honestly, because I'm like all the pros, nobody's saying like Ike's bad and this like nobody's saying Ike's bad.
He's good.
So
I'm like he's
I get good. The man's good, and like I think it's just like it's a matter of that short hop, which is difficult to like learn at first. But once you get it and you start like, I would just like practice short hop and like do a move out of it, short hop back air, short hop float, like just that continuously in the lab. for a little bit, like 5 minutes or something like that, and you'd be fine with it. Especially since like they have a little grid system now, the little lab thing, which is beautiful. But like, yeah, it advances you so much. I'd be surprised. Just quickly you get those things in.
I'm definitely doing it though.
But yeah. I see some. I'm sure once you get them short hops in, I want to see what happens next. I don't want to see what happens next. I know what a short hopping. I know what a short hopping Ike is
does.
Like, and it's dumb. It's dumb, disgusting. It's like
his hitboxes are humongous. So
yeah, you got huge hitboxes, and when they know how to hop around the stage and stuff like that, make it back to the stage easily and stuff, it's just like this dude is taking up way too much of the map. With like he's like jumping through the air, totally covered when he jumps through the air and does these moves correctly. Covered in the front, covered in the back, covered underneath and up top. Like
you ain't doing nothing.
Like, what are you talking about? This man's hopping around like a helicopter. Like it's just gonna take him off. But that is what it is. If I were to sum up that whole point of this segment of the podcast, it would just be get in there and lab. Get in there and lab everybody. The pros are talking about how they need to lab more on their matchups and stuff like that. You definitely need to lab more on your matchups. Start on one of these stages in front of you. No, but get in there and lab because it's important in this game. If you want to get good, if you want to win some of these, some our tournaments, some of your local tournaments, you're not going to do it without labbing. Unless you just somehow pick up a character and you're really good at those characters, and just never has to happen. You're a natural raw talent, like cookie dough that you're not supposed to eat.
I mean, I think that was my problem in the last one. The last one was a little bit different, to where like there was clear, huge weaknesses in my character. This not so much anymore, but mine was always spacing in this game. Because when it goes right, I do really good. So I played against Jeremy. Jeremy's he's a pretty good player, like in general. And
nah, he just got short hops down. That's all you got to, like, that's what Jeremy's the one that made me have to learn short hops. Because it was like we were going back and forth with Mario a little bit. And I was like, this dude is only beating me from his short hopping. And I don't know how to short hop yet. That was the only way he was beating me, point blank. He would get in with Mario, short hop, either fireball or do his little A. And I'm like, damn, that shit's hard to counter because you can't. If you short hop it, it's over. It's over immediately with most characters because he doesn't have range on those type of things. But you call me the prodigy, says King Mulatto. Tell him.
Why you always lying? Why you always lying? Why the fuck you lying?
All right. If we were to keep things up, so that will cover our second topic, which is just kind of ooh, thank you, Cheech, for the diamond. All about the short hop. Hey, Cheech, know about it. Diamonds, ice cream, and lemons. Eat those up. Moving on to our next topic. And Infinite, if you can search up this video for us in a second.
Sure.
Yeah, you just want to grab that. And then it'll be have you seen the assist trophy glitch yet?
No.
I've not seen the assist trophy glitch. I want to try it out. Ooh, I'm too close. I want to try it out this week. That's cool stream. Thank you, Cheech. But yeah, I want to try it out this week. Apparently, it's done with Isabel, and I believe it's like when you have an assist trophy, you do her B, so it's like it sends out her fishing reel.
Okay.
And then you throw up the assist trophy, and it starts to spawn a bunch of whatever the hell is in that assist trophy. So if it's a bunch of Guiles from Street Fighter, a bunch of Guiles come out. If it's that huge dragon from Monster World, a bunch of those come out. Waluigi's, Knuckles, you name it.
Yep. Let me show you real quick because I do have it up already. It already looks stupid.
It's pretty funny.
So
this is the new glitch that people found in Smash Bros. Ultimate, where you can do this with Isabel and an assist trophy. She throws that, puts that up, and then they just multiply. Just keeps doing it. It's like so ridiculous. And they do such like the animations that they do is like it's kind of like how this game is made. Like this is like the game on World of Light right here, where it's like, oh,
right,
you don't have all the spirits you need. We're just gonna be impossible. It's like, what? Let me land on the stage. They're doing the most bully stuff I've ever seen.
So there we go. Yeah, that's pretty pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty wild right there. That's been discovered. I feel bad for whoever discovered that in whatever nice little friendly match. It's like, whoa. One person just wins. But yeah, that's the new assist trophy glitch in Smash Ultimate. Another big thing up on the docket, which I'm just going to kind of make this like a whole topic segment, is MVD. Have you heard this name before?
Yes.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I even saw what you're about to talk about, actually.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, it's multifaceted. We go in multiple directions with it. Hey, so multiple sides of the MVD coin this weekend. First and foremost, big shout out to the boy MVD. Thank you, Manos, for that ice cream tip. Big shout out to the boy MVD for winning Don't Park on the Grass, which is actually a Seattle-based tournament, and I'm mad that I forgot the date was like last weekend, so I wanted to go to Don't Park on the Grass. But MVD won Don't Park. He came in my hood and he won Don't Park on the Grass. This was one of the first Smash Ultimate majors. This is a major. The Pacific Northwest has a few majors. One of them is Don't Park on the Grass. The other one is Port Authority. But this is the first one. This is the first one in December, and MVD, god dang it, came away with the win, and it wasn't with Diddy. It wasn't with Diddy. MVD became one of the best players in the world with Diddy Kong and Smash 4. Second to people like Zero. And then a few others that slowly snuck in the list. But he continued on social media to let people know that Lilat is beautiful and Snake is king. And lo and behold, Smash Ultimate was a return of his bread and butter Snake, and he got it done with the boy over the weekend. He even
Did you
tweeted,
see the video?
Oh, which one? The ESPN video or
the one where he beat Esam?
Yeah, the ESPN video.
Yeah. I wasn't sure what it was because I watched the whole set. It was clean. It was a clean, convincing win to where everybody's like, oh, Snake sucks. I'm not so sure if people are doing that with him. Now, I've seen a couple other pros use all the grenades and things of that nature, which is great, which is fine. But that, if he has time to set up, man, it's disgusting.
Yeah, I think so too. I played with Snake a little bit last night for my first time, and I was like, this is definitely not a run-in character. But if you do run in, if you set things up, and then maybe if they get too close, you can set bomb. I don't know, really disgusting amount of damage really quickly, and it just seems like you could chain into some things. I like them, but that was it. Yes, thank you for these lemons coming in, D. People don't park on the grass. Yeah, it's probably because we appreciate our grass out here. MBD took that. The clip of that, as you just mentioned, was not just seen by people on Twitter and stuff like that, but ESPN captured it on Sports Center top 10 day. MVD taking out his boy Esam. So hats off to him on a long ride through Smash 4, because I'm sure it's difficult when you're coming from a game like Brawl, being the best Snake player in the world, and then the next game comes out and your character's not in the game, and then you just have to adapt to Diddy, and you become one of the best Diddy characters in the world, but you don't become the best Diddy in the world, and you don't win as many majors. So I'm sure this feels fantastic for MVD coming back to Smash Ultimate, being able to pick up his main, having that transition feel good enough that he can win the first Smash Ultimate major that he attends. So congratulations to the big guy. I, of course, let him know I've been in his cheer section a little bit on Twitter, and he retweets some of those, so that's nice. Also fun to find out MVD also tweeted out his victory to the creators of Metal Gear Solid, and they retweeted that for him. He's like, yeah, I won with your boy. Please acknowledge me, senpai.
Love me, senpai.
And they acknowledged him. They acknowledged him. It was dope. Hey, thank you for those Jinxies donations. I'm not even seeing it on my stream, but it says they're coming in. I don't know if they're late or today, but thank you.
No, that's showing up. You can't see it.
Well, yeah. I'm like, well, I don't see it in chat, which is weird. I was like, why isn't it showing up in chat? But thank you, Jinxie. Yeah. So the MVD scenario. Anything else that you'd like to say about the MVD? I don't know. I think that just shows again. Well-roundedness in Smash Ultimate, as well as its inclusion of other games in the other pro communities, Smash Bros. Because again, the Smash Bros. Community itself has a very large, cultural community. It's like a huge community, but it's very severed as well because there's so many people playing the different games. people just really like different versions of it. And so Smash Ultimate's finally the first chance for them all to come together. Great seeing people like this being able to live up to their potential on the new game.
Well, I mean, the only thing I would add is it's weird listening to all the pros because I've been watching a lot of their tier lists and stuff and why they rate each character the way they rate, you know, and a lot of the times their analysis seems pretty legit, but I feel like that win kind of broke it a little bit because, you know, a lot of people were saying like a lot of projectile characters are kind of bad and this, that, and the other, and like, you know, obviously they kind of destroy noobs and they destroy a lot of the cast, but at the same time, they're not the top tier kind of characters, and like, I don't know, with this, watching the Snake win, watching it be so convincing, watching that there are a lot of options that you can utilize as like a character like Snake and so on and so forth, that, you know, who knows where we're gonna go, you know, and it's like every time I think I kind of got it figured out, we kind of get in that position to where it's like maybe I don't, you know, like maybe there's just like a lot more that I don't truly understand, you know, in a lot of situations. So, you know, like I'm just kind of hopeful that we have a more complex, you know, esport, you know, in Smash Ultimate and so on and so forth, and we don't see the same 2 or 3 characters over and over and over, and that we have a wide cast of characters that are worth playing, you know, and as we start, you know, obviously the game develops and stuff, and then we kind of really get defined roles, but hopefully, you know, this holds true, and we can kind of continue this trend to where it's like everybody's good, and we just got to see how people develop those good characters and how to play them in a lot of situations. So there's obviously a lot more than normal, and that's what I'm most excited about. With there being such a large cast as well, you know. There's usually like they're good but have weaknesses. Then there's like they're just good all around, and then there's like the clear like nah, they just suck. Because I don't think anybody said Little Mac is good or Kirby.
Well, see, even with the Little Mac situation, I feel like this is what I'll say about that, and it's something that I feel like. Did they both mention this in their tweets? Zero and MK Leo, as well as E Serpent, recently kind of like alluded to this type of idea, which was that certain characters, like in I'll start off with Zero MK Leo tweets. Zero MK Leo tweets, they list different characters that were great or they felt like were good in Smash Ultimate, or top tier in Smash Ultimate, and then they also went on to list certain characters that they felt like were good in Smash Ultimate right now. And I feel like that right now portion is really important when we're talking about it, because there are a lot of characters, which the second part's going to jump over into what E Serpent said, but there are a lot of characters which are easier to pick up. So like in the instance of like when they dropped Cloud in the game, it was like, oh, Cloud's in. And people were immediately winning with Cloud, even though it's been 1 week since he's dropped in the game. And they had a tournament, you know, like, oh, he dropped in the game Thursday. Cloud wins the tournament on Sunday or Saturday. I was like, that's kind of crazy to be beating people that are mains of this, you know, other stuff. But if the character is easy to pick up, then it's easy to pick up and you can easily punish. So E Serpent's comment that he made was similar to that, but it was with Ganondorf. He was like, yeah, a lot, you know, I see a lot of people saying, you know, Ganondorf is like better, this and that, and da da da. And he's like, I don't think so. He's like, I think Ganondorf is easier to pick up in this game. He moves a little bit quicker for some people. They like how those type of things look and feel. And so he's easier to pick up. That does not necessarily mean that that character is better because they have a lot of flaws that go along with it, especially when you get into competitive action with them. Like, sure, again, and that makes sense because it's fun to have some of these strong characters that are quick or easy to pick up and whatever, and you land 2 or 3 hits and your opponent dies. And it's like, I beat him.
I'm the champ.
That's how a lot of these people feel when they start like winning with Ganondorf. They're like, well, if I do this sword 3 times and hit you with it, then you're dead. Ha. And it's like, that's cool. But what about when that other person decides to start off the next round playing just as tic-tac as you did? You know, or they get a little bit more, you know, they start to like do, then it becomes a little bit harder for that character because those bigs, he's still a big, have different knockback issues and stuff like that. In a lot of this game, which people are still figuring out how to juggle, but a lot of this game will be juggling. And like, you know, keeping your opponent off balance. Like I just saw a disgusting Ness one where somebody discovered that Ness can basically do his little PK shield thing, his little tuck in and stuff. But he's doing that along with his up air, and it keeps characters off their toes. So if he were to do his up air right next to you, which is just like a little spin thing, but you know, 10, 15 damage, and then go right into his little PK shield thing, it's going to knock you back on your heels, and your character's going to try to recover. And then he goes into whatever little combo he wants for a second and then does it again. And it sucks him close to you every time because it's a magnet move. And so it sucks him back close to you, pushes you back on your heels, and then he can do that attack again, and he can continue to juggle you like that. And there's a lot of characters that have these type of things. We saw this before with the Ice Climbers, and I don't think they've taken that type of step out of the game. They're just like, we're gonna give more people the ability to do these after you learn them. So I think that'll be a trouble for characters like Ganondorf. I really do see E Serpent's point there, and I think that the point that Zero and MK Leo made is very true currently in Smash Ultimate, where we're seeing a lot of brackets overrun with like things like Inklings, or in our case Rob and Lynx. But like, you know, and that's like the general case right now is Lynx and Inklings and this, and it's like, sure, because some of these characters are really easy to pick up on. Just about everybody and their mama was like, yeah, Mario seems pretty good in this. And it was like, yeah, they always make sure Mario's really easy to pick up. They want you to pick them up. They don't want them to be difficult. So as people start to wander to more difficult players and more time is put in on more difficult players, I think we'll really start to see that shift because, I think there's a lot of good players, but a lot of them are just probably not technically sound enough to really get these victories off against a competition they're going to be coming up against.
Yeah, you got through it.
Meow. Is there any nose breathes that you want to say about that?
I mean, I in general think that sure, you know, and I definitely don't think the meta is like fully developed, and there's still a lot to learn about the game. You know, they're still releasing things about like all the old mechanics, and did the old mechanics make it into the game? Some different things that people are trying to develop, as in like, okay, what's the best way to approach the stage? So like, there's a lot of ways that the game can still develop, and so on and so forth, which is what could make or break characters in general. So, you know, like, sure, right now Little Mac sucks, but there's a good chance that, you know, somebody can have some good utility with him, and so on and so forth. So, you know, I don't want to count anybody out, but, you know, they definitely don't seem the strongest at the moment.
Yeah. Just to tail this on to there, because we have this on our graphic for the show, and I don't want to make it like a huge topic, but I do want to tail it into there. Wi-Fi Sonic is trash. Like Supergirl Kels also tweeted that out, I think, multiple times today. The pros aren't happy. Jose Gaza commented on the picture that we had for today's post. Not my main, with a frowny face. People are jumping off the Sonic ship, and you know, it's a sad thing for the big fans of that, because it's like, you know, I feel like it was my man, and like, again, currently I'm not playing as much Ness as I usually do, but that's because I'm also a Lucas man, and he feels a lot faster than Ness in this one right now. But if something were to happen, and I was like, I don't know what it would take for me to really just drop my main entirely, because it kind of goes on these two portions, like bros dropping their mains, and I'm like, I don't know what it'd take for me to just drop my main entirely. Be like, no, they just too trash. I'm like, it's, and I'm sure I already know like your answer for this. Like, it's too early, but like, I'm like, I don't even think I could, like, if I was like a year in, I don't think I would just be like, nah, Ness and Lucas just ain't getting played because you're not good enough. I'm like, no, I'm gonna find the ways around. They feel good right now. Other people feel there's gotta be some mastery around it. There's gotta be some mastery. But people don't seem to be taking Sonic that way. They seem like it's like, oh, I can't just spin dash you to death anymore. Like, he's useless.
I don't think it's entirely that. Like, watching Sonic, it doesn't feel like they're in control. So, like, generally how I consider, like, whether or not something's balanced or whether or not something's good is generally when I'm watching it, how, you know, who has the presence in the match. So, you know, in Smash 4, you know, when we would watch Hydra City play, when we would watch a lot of our good Sonics, you know, it was the other person. I got to be on defense. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to play on this side of the stage. I got to try to catch this move. I got to do something because he's doing something that's hard. And this one, that's like just not true. It's like, oh, he spin dashed. Well, let me space him with this move. And it's like when your kit's heavily built on something and you don't change anything, you just go, okay, it's a little too powerful, and then you just kind of leave a lot of the stats and how it operates the same way. They just lose the invincibility frames and so on and so forth. It's like, well, then now the move's just bad. you know, and I do feel that way about Sonic, to where I was like, we were watching him and I was like, man, he's kind of having a lot of trouble killing, and I wouldn't say he had like a huge killing power in you know, Smash 4. So it was like one of those situations to where like I think we do need to give him something, make their moves a little bit, you know, hurt a little bit more, you know, and like I just think that's what needs to happen. They just need to have more launch power. They need to have some more obvious killing options, because there's a lot of characters in this game that have a lot better kill options, a lot, you know. And so
are you saying like that he can't kill with his forward A anymore then, or what?
I mean, he can, you know, and it's not like that's like the easiest, or it's not that that's super hard to land, but I think it's kind of conditional. Seeing how movement's buffed, it's harder to get the right conditions for that to be the best. I find that a lot of my kills happen in the air. They happen in these weird scenarios. It's usually not a lot of ground game. And when I watch a lot of professional players play, it's the same situation, to where there's like a lot of aerials that matter. And I don't think Sonic has the best, you know, just flat out reliable aerials that kill, you know, because like there's a lot of fighting in the air in Smash, you know, especially now with movement being buffed, with landing lag being buffed, with things
but he's
like
also
grabbing.
a character that has the ability to go through the air pretty quickly compared to a lot of other people.
Yeah, but like its up A, like its hitbox isn't as good as most, you know. It covers generally all above you. His is like really hard to land because like the speed's both, you know, a blessing and a curse, you know, like that move's hard to land. Like it's not just easy.
I mean, I bet it is. And I'm honestly, like, my opinion on it is like, I'm happy that that's the case, because quite honestly, before, boosting a character with insane speed because, oh, that's a fast character, so he should be that fast. Like, cool. But he's that fast, and then he's also still that strong and stuff like that. And he's able to easily turn around on the edge and hit you before you can land. He's easily able to hit you up in a spin dash combo, come out of it, mess up 1 or 2 hits, and hit you. I'm like, it was like dumb. It was just ridiculously dumb. And for Sonic fans currently, again, I think we're in the early state of things, and they need to hit the lab before they just abandon their main. I'm like, you need to hit the lab is what you need to do. You need to figure out more things that are kill options. You need to figure out how to maneuver your character. Don't just be like, oh, my OP character isn't OP anymore. It's like, welcome to the game. Like, start learning how to maneuver, learn how to dodge when you're in really pressure situations, like we did with you. Like, you need to learn how to actually evade and not just be like, I don't have to evade. I can just run into you. It'll run past you or you'll get hit. Like, I'm so happy that's over, because that doesn't, I don't know. Those are things like, it keeps players from like developing skills, in my opinion. I'm like, you don't get to learn skills if your player's too easy. Like, you switch to another character and you're like, I'm not that great with them, and it's like, I'm not surprised, because you don't know how to do the basics. You never had to learn how to dodge and how to actually time up some of these attacks at the level of like, well, it's hard for Ike to time these in Smash 4 in now, and it's like, yeah, it is. It's hard for Lucas to time them. It's hard for Ness to time them. It's not hard for Sonic to time them. Wait, now it's hard for Sonic to time them. Thank you. like you retain some of your speed. I'm sorry you're not quite as strong, but then again, I'm not sorry, because it was like a level of strength that wasn't even fair. It was like, I don't know if you need all that. Like, it has to, like, because quite honestly, before, hitting Sonic was like, blindfold me. Yeah. I think I feel his chi coming this way. And then you would swing wherever the fuck you thought his chi was coming.
Straight up like observation hockey, you know, you gotta predict the future.
There was no chance of just playing him like at the actual speed and winning like that. Like, you couldn't do it. It had to be an only read battle versus beating Sonic. And it's not anymore. And Sonic mains are like, we can't, he's not our main, because it's like other people can like watch what I'm doing and read it. And it's like, you shouldn't be so predictable, because you know how predictable it was last time when you sat there and charged up that ball. I was like, he's going to jump at me with that ball. It's a damn shame I can't counter it. like, you know, but when you see some, like, there's like, how many characters in the game can you just see do that? Like, King K. Rool can't sit there and charge his gun and me not do anything about it. Simon and Richter can't throw that axe and miss horribly and me not doing it. Like, Sonic getting the giveaway on being able to just charge up this attack and continuously miss it. He missed it or do damage on you and bounce his ass away to safety was just absurd. And again, for people that don't know how, like, if you're a Sonic main right now and you're like, yeah, I haven't learned how to like hit somebody, and now that they don't bounce me away 20 feet after I run into them, I have to get away quick enough. And it's like, well, better learn that new buffer system. Better tap that directional dodge and get the hell out of there, because you need to start learning the new game. And yeah, I don't think Sonic will be down forever. I do think it'll be like a matter of time for even characters like Sonic. I think it's just really too early for people. It's a shame. Like for me, I think it's a shame to see pros like jumping ship on their character this early, especially when a lot of them haven't even entered like their first tournaments and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame.
I mean,
but we don't. And then like, I mean, I'm not even seeing so many pros leave it. Like they're saying like, yeah, he's bad and stuff like that. And I could understand saying he's bad versus the other one when like, again, he was OP in the other one. So OP versus like even decent is bad. It's like when you
I would
have
say
too much
gimmicky,
invincibility,
not
it's
OP.
bad.
Bayonetta's OP.
wouldn't
Sonic
say-
was gimmicky.
I would Bayonetta wasn't anything as worse to me than Sonic. Sonic was worse than Bayonetta to me. Sonic was just too fast. Like Bayonetta sliding, like what we had in the World of Light, was like playing Sonic all of Smash 4. And it was like you just can't land quite. And like there's very little situations with Bayonetta where I'm like, I just can't. Like now if she gets you in the air in a combo, then you're dead. Sonic didn't need to get you in a combo. Sonic would just hit you and hit you and hit you and hit you and then get you with the forward A.
Or up A. It was up
Or
smash
up A.
too.
Or up A.
Up
But it
smash
usually
was
forward.
generally more encompassing in my opinion.
But I feel like it was usually forward A because like you get hit 4 or 5 times by this fucking moving orb and then you fly off the stage and then he's on the stage and it's perfect opportunity. So I don't know. That's switching out. I don't
Wait.
Sorry guys, you gotta give it some time because my boys have never been fast enough to do all that crazy and somehow I beat you then, beating you now. Maybe you should stick with your main.
The only thing I would add to that, because like sometimes I feel like when you make those statements, they're kind of made in a vacuum of just that character. And generally, when I think of like competitive situations, like sometimes there's just characters that do what you're trying to do better. And so in a lot of these situations, a lot of these sword characters like Chrom and Roy and Marth and Lucina are kind of that oppressive as well, to where they're in your face, they can range, they do a lot of damage, they can kill. Their just options in general are just better. So not only do they have range, they have a lot of damage, and they're super fast, and most of the moves don't have a lot of lag, so they can just do that to you. And then you have a character like Sonic, who is slightly faster than them, and then just has a lot less obvious options, which is kind of, for me, how I judge how good a character is. And so, there's a clear difference between something like Lucina or Chrom or Roy or Marth or pretty much any of the Fire Emblem characters that aren't the heavies like Ike, just have more options. They're not quite as fast, but like the difference isn't that big of a deal, and they kill way, 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 way faster. And then, like, some of their strings are just as ridiculous, and it's not even like they do a little bit of damage. They do a ton of damage. And so, like, I always compare it that way, is I take, characters that might, they obviously, it isn't apples to apples in this situation, but there are some strong similarities in their speed and how they utilize their kit that I feel like could be compared. And so it's like, why play Sonic when you can play a Fire Emblem character?
If you're a main of Sonic and you want to get good with that character, that's exactly my thing though. Is it like, yeah, they're like people like Supergirl Kels that are jumping ship. That's like my bothersome thing with it. Is like, because it's like the same thing that you see in sports. It's straight up bandwagoning. It's straight up whether they want to admit it or not. It's like if you're cool with your character only while your character is top tier, then you're not really a fan of that, and you're not really dedicated to learning the character good enough to beat other people when they get boosted, or like certain people. Like I take pride in being like, yeah, my character's not as good as you, but if I'm good enough, if I play, it can get better with my character, learn the matchup well enough, learn the individual matchups, not just my character well enough, but individual matchups, then I'll be better. You'll be better against if you learn those matchups. But learning your character alone, and like what kills and confirms with your character, is one part of it. Like learning the matchup is a different part of it. And I feel like a lot of these Sonic mains are just like, again, relying on their character being what their character is. I'm like, that's cool. I do that too sometimes. Sometimes I just rely on like, hey, we got fire. I can PK fire the shit out of you, or I can ice you. And then you meet somebody who's good against that matchup, and it's like, all right, I need to learn this matchup. I gotta learn this matchup because it's not so easy. Like in certain characters are just faster, this or that, Certain people it's a lot easier for me to beat. But I don't know. I feel like that finally evens them out. It'll be.
retweeted
I think
something.
it'll be. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want you to see it. Larry Lur said something about, did I retweet it or did I just like it? I can just go to his page then. But he said something about your character that I kind of laughed at.
Mm.
Let me pull it up real quick. Should take a second before we get off topic. Okay, here you go. Here you go. So it's a little smaller on the screen, but it says Smash Ultimate is a game that tests how well you can mash. Inkling Roller, Lucas PK Freeze, and King K rules down tilt and down throw. If you can't consistently mash well, you're gonna have a bad time. So I just remember us having that conversation about PK Freeze. It's a lot better. It's a lot better.
It is. It moves faster. The annoying thing about it is like the directional with it and stuff like that. The direction with PK Freeze and PK Cross are both like really annoying in Ultimate. PK Cross kind of floats too much and does its own thing. Like it's like it has a mind of its own. And once it starts going up, it just keeps going up and won't come back down. As before, it was like kind of like a plume type of thing where it's like up and then I'm landing somewhere. You can choose the direction. Now it's kind of like up. And now I'm kind of coming down wherever you want. Oh, you gotta catch up to him, and you've got to let go of it. The PK Feathers or Ice is kind of similar, but as long as like you only want to do PK Ice, if like doing it close is obviously really risky, and doing it when somebody's anywhere, not right above you and to the left, if you're just tapping it, it's too risky because they need to be above your head, 2 feet, and to the left. If they are in front of you, to the left of you, behind you, or straight above you, you will miss every single time. The air dodge, you will miss every single time. You need to make sure your opponent is far away from you, or at least 5 feet away from you, and like they're in a situation where they just feel confident enough that they're not going to shield. Because again, even characters that have shields and stuff like that, and have like anti-parry and stuff, it'll hurt you. So you'll get hurt, and it won't necessarily knock them out. But yeah, it's a lot quicker. It's a lot quicker. It actually gets kills, which is better than just holding people on ice and then like, oh, now go do a combo on it. And it won't kill them when they come out of the combo, but good job.
Good job.
It's like, yeah, it looked great. It looked awesome when he was frozen that block and I jumped up on it and did that combo for 10 damage. That's how they wanted you to play Lucas before. So it's a lot better that you're not just running into these scenarios. Like you used to have to hit the shit out of people. Like by the time somebody killed me with a character versus how many times I'd hit them, I'm like, I've hit this guy like 40 times, like literally. Like 40 hits of punches and PK this and yada yada. Meanwhile, if they're a sword fighter, they've used their sword against me like every single time. Or if it's a projectile person, they're probably hitting me with a shit ton of projectiles. And they're like, yeah, but your character's so annoying because he says PK every time. And I'm like, mute it. I don't. Like you mute it because it's a good thing your character doesn't say slash every time. Like, now knowing how to be slash forward, slash back, slash, like that's the case with Ness and Lucas and stuff. But beyond that, I don't know. Yeah, it's a lot stronger. It's a lot stronger. I'll say, and I appreciate that because again, it wasn't very strong last time. So his thing is nice. It's nice that they increased Ness's yo-yo up damage. The side yo-yo still isn't that strong, but it gives him another kill option, especially since they took away his up air. So he doesn't have that. Lucas has that now, and it's not strong. It's kind of just like a little knockback hit. But yeah, it's nice. I totally agree with them. You gotta watch it. I don't necessarily agree with like button mashing with it because I'm like, it's not a button mash attack though. Like if you were to button mash while pushing that, it would immediately release, and so you'd be stuck in a horrible situation. So I don't know how you could call that a button mash attack, like other than
I'm just
that
saying
one
you
tap.
could throw it out, and there's like a lot of moves in this game.
You can't throw it over and over again. You throw it, and when you throw it, he goes up and he's spinning around, and then he's gonna come out of it. And if you miss, then you came out of it and he sat down, and you needed to already push dodge before he came down to get out of the way. And hopefully you chose the right direction. But
I'm pretty sure it was just a testament on some of how strong some of those moves are, and how a lot of people are abusing. Because like again, a lot of people underestimate the PK freeze, and it's like it needs to be respected. It will kill you.
I mean, they used to not respect the cross. I don't think they're used to that type of move hitting them. Period. And like especially like what you just like, they didn't respect it then, and they were always surprised when they got caught with it then, and now people still don't respect it, and it's faster. and it'll kill you. It's like, yeah, that is dangerous. That is dangerous. That's learning the matchup. That's like people got to actually learn the matchup. You can't just learn your character. You need to learn the matchup. Interested enough in this one. Only half of the last ones. Last things we have on the list are. Oh, we forgot to cover unwanted color swaps in Elite. We talked about this a little bit before you guys got on, but it's just a matter of it's this very annoying thing in Smash Ultimate. It's just a really annoying thing, which the Infinite doesn't experience as much as I do, but I experience it enough for both of us. Which is when you go to, I'm going to say Elite mode, but it's just quick play in general. When you go to quick play and you choose, and I actually, because like I heard rumors that it's actually only in Elite mode they do this, and that if you're just in quick play and you haven't unlocked Elite, it won't. I'll never know.
Yeah, I'm not that guy.
I'll never know. But the rumor is that like if you're not in Elite, it'll just let you go. You know, be good to go. But if you're in Elite mode or you're just clicking quick play, you choose a red Samus outfit, you choose a yellow Samus. You want to get your colors on. You want to feel good. You're like, well, if you choose anything but the default costume, you're wrong, because it's going to take you right back to the default costume. Every single there's no selecting other colors in online mode unless somebody else is your ditto, in which case it will give you the option that you chose for one round. One round, and then if you stay in there, it's over. That's kind of ridiculous, and it's really annoying. It's like one of the most annoying, little. It's just a little pet peeve type thing. It's nothing really big, but it's definitely annoying because I've been confused at the start of some battles where I'm like, all right, Ginger Lucas in the house, and I'm like, I am blonde again. Why am I blonde every time?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, those things don't tend to bother me very much. I've never been the most cosmetic guy to begin with. You know, when we play Overwatch or any other game like that, I'm not paying money to get skins. If I get them, yay! If I don't, it just is what it is. You know, obviously, when you pick a skin, you do get the skin you picked. You know, and that's great. So maybe it isn't quite the same thing, and it's unfair for me to say that. But generally speaking, I don't care about the cosmetics too much. So I'm definitely worried about a lot of the other, problems with it. Like I saw another tweet today that I can't find because it's probably buried in our feed or whatever, where people were like, it's like Smash Ultimate, and it's got you're praising it, and it's the greatest thing to ever happen, and then it's like Nintendo Online. It's like a garbage truck, and just a pile of shit, and it's just question marks, confusion, why, and I mean, obviously it greatly affects what it is we're trying to do with Smash, with our online events. Eventually we're going to do a major, trust us. Believe! We'll get there, and it'll be cool. It'll be great. But right now we're doing the Wi-Fi thing because of where we live, our finances, and so on and so forth. We can reach more people this way, and it's just a general meeting place that people could kind of get on and just have fun. So there's a lot of positives to it, and so and it's good for the community. For everybody to have a meeting place to kind of earn a few extra bucks and come be a little competitive and all that other good stuff. And it just sucks that you can't really take it that serious.
Right.
And I think it's a huge detriment to what it is we do, but at the same time, maybe we can work something in eventually. Yeah. That's the dream.
Yeah, I think things like the lobbies, I know that's not the best solution, but things like the arena are what people are coming up with to solutions to online things where people are like, yeah, I just go to arenas actually now, or because it's I find an arena with a few people, it'll probably be a good connection and get some good company there and then get out. Versus, and I'm siding with this. I understand why people do it more and more, because if you experience online Smash Bros, not only is sure, there's a possibility that you might come across lag. I don't come across lag a whole bunch. I'm like, great, but I do come across crappy stages. And when you get somebody on a crappy stage, I'm talking a stage with really shallow sides or something like that, or just water everywhere or something like that, you die in an
really
instant.
Random hazards.
Yeah, just really random hazards. There's just ceilings everywhere, and the person can hide away from you. And I get a lot of people that just hide from me. They're like, I hit you twice, or I got a stock on you. And then they're like, I'm like, cool, this is 3 stock. and they're hiding from me the rest of the game. I'm like, I gotta chase you down, bro. I hope I get one stock on you, like at least a stock up before the timer goes out. And I usually do. And they feel salty as hell. Like that's the type of environment I'm fighting in. Is like they're like they get any type of advantage, and they're like, and it's random. It's totally like you're like, okay, they couldn't have picked. It's not their fault. That's what I default to inside. It's not their fault. They didn't pick the stage. It's Nintendo's fault. And then we start, and they go hide in the corner underneath a platform, which is covered by another platform, aka you can't really get to it without doing like double jumps and getting down and them hitting you as you try to get to them. But I still approach, and they still run away the moment they get away with their little neutral hit that hits me as they run away. And that's the whole. And then the thing that I had to post a meme about today, which I corrected in my caption of the meme. I was like, it's only one time. Because, like, in the meme, he says 4 games. I'm like, no, Vegeta, you are so lucky to get 4 games out of somebody online. Like, lucky Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyans. Like, you get 1 game online. You get 1 game, but the vast majority of people will play 1. Even if it's on that random-ass stage with shallow. I'm like, bro. We broke through each other off in like 2 seconds. The game was over in 20 seconds. Like it's obvious it was a stage issue. Like the stage was just too small, and they're like, "Don't rematch." I'm like, don't go. I want to play that. Oh, because like for me, I want to play that matchup. I want to play on a fair stage. Even if I won, I'm like, I want to play it on like a real stage with like I can see how this person actually fights and stuff, and like do a best of 3 or something like that. But the vast majority of people are like, it's one and done. And it hurts the shit out of me.
I don't understand why Nintendo refuses to make a competitive list of stages that you always play on. Like, I never understood the whole worry of, like, separating the player base into different playlists in an actual game, Because, like, I don't know. We played Halo. There's, like, 5 or 6 different game modes that went on that they kind of cycle and stuff. And I don't ever remember struggling to actually get a game. Me and you both play StarCraft. I played it on the PC for a little while. You played a lot of the console versions and also the PC. So I imagine you dabble with the arena here and there. Like, there's tons of game modes. And they have an arcade mode that has random games. And I never had a problem getting a game. On most games, like very rarely would I enter a lobby and be like, yeah, you're not going to get nobody. It's been 10 minutes, people are canceling. Your game's probably really low on the list. People can't see it anymore. You should go find another one. But like, it's literally one of the most popular games in the world. And you guys are worried about not having a big enough player base to play in different game modes?
Well, with that said, and this is what I thought would happen because I did do this yesterday. Like, I think the vast majority of people on Smash Bros. That go online and stuff too are probably looking for 1v1 scenarios. And before Nintendo got busted and told to do something differently about it, I'm sure they wanted people to play a little bit more of the other online options. They're like, play some fours, play some teams, check them out and stuff like that. Because I tried to do fours and teams yesterday. And it was a 10-minute queue for both. And then it never gave me an actual team battle. I never got an actual team battle. I did get a 3. It did turn into a three-person smash. Other people are probably trying to look for a team battle. So there's not apparently there's not enough people looking for those. Like, everybody's like, oh, why would they do this? And I'm like, they're forcing you into those games because people are searching for those and there's nobody for them to play against. And so they're putting you into those. And like for the opening week and stuff like that everybody's playing, like there's a lot more people going through that experience. And they have a lot more people to draw from all of a sudden. A lot of you are signing up for 1v1 and a few of them are signing up for this and that. And they're like, there's nobody for them to play. Now we have a system where, and this was a problem with Switch, where sometimes my roommate and I would get on late at night. We'd be like, oh, you want to play some Smash or whatever? We play some Smash. And maybe we find some people right away. If we didn't, it's like 5 minutes or something like that to find another team. And if we didn't find another team, we found the same team multiple times, It's like this is a game with millions of people. It was like, yeah, but not that many people must be playing teams and stuff like actually. So that's something to think about. Like it's just not as, and I mean we see that in registration for events. It's like, and that's not to say anything against the pros and stuff like that, but if I were to look at these situations that these pros get for these doubles tournaments and stuff they're in, it'd be like 30 people enter, like 30 teams, like it's like 30 in these double tournaments. Like it'd be like 700 people in one of the other ones or something like that. It's 60 to 30 in the doubles. And they're like, ESUM and MBD won again. I'm like, there was 30 people. You got like 2 of the world's top 50 in a pool of like just other randoms. Like no shit.
Here's the thing about that though. And this is the largest reason why is like that I don't think the developers of Smash actually understand is they did not their game's not designed for like multiple characters. Most of the maps aren't quite big enough to have that full immersive competitive experience. And so like that's why. So when we were playing fours in my house with Todd, Jeremy, and Brandon, and we were all playing, you know, it was like we're all like arm length away from each other on the actual stage itself, unless we went to one of those giant absurd stages that like the screen separates too far and stuff. And so I don't think they've come up with an actual practical way to have like a reasonable match. Now the closest that we got was like Big Battlefield, but like even Big Battlefield was kind of like one of those situations to where like my character likes stage control, and to do that I need to be like kind of on the ground, and with all those platforms, and it doesn't seem as easy to fall through platforms as it was in Smash 4. I wonder if that'll change in the future. I don't know if you've had any issues or anything like that, but fast falling through a platform just doesn't feel good, you know. And I'm not sure, like, you know, if I'm not pressing the right buttons or anything like that, but you know,
you might have messed with your control stick too much, because I know you like to mess with those controls.
I do a little bit, you know. I did change like the settings and stuff on like how fast the Joy-Con's supposed to react. I did change the analog to the tilt stick for a little while, but then I, for whatever reason, no longer had trouble tilting. So I was like, all right, I'll just turn it off and it'll go back to Smash. But you know, like, the game's just not very well designed for that to exist in a way that is compelling for most people to play it. And that's just my general view on it. It just it feels oppressive, and like there's a lot of things going on. It's very colorful. There's a lot of explosions. There's a lot of flashy moves, and the way the camera pans out, just I lost myself several times. And I mean, people have mentioned that's been on Twitter to where like hey, they need to, you know, clean it up a little bit. So I just don't think it's very well designed for that specific game mode. And
Yeah,
that's really the reason.
Yeah, I think for those type, and yeah, I agreed with you, for like multiple player game modes, I'll give them some credit for making the game more competitive for people for 1v1s. But nobody told Nintendo that Smash Bros. Also has a 2v2 competitive scene. So they missed the ball. Like, and I think it's like, again, like maybe they did know, but if like and they're just paying attention to, like I would, like the number of registrations at these events, because the number of registrations that you'll look at in a 2v2 bracket versus a solo person bracket is insane. It's about 4 or 5 times more in the solo bracket at every single event. There might be 16 people sign up for the 2v2 bracket, making whatever money they make from it. So I think that's a really interesting thing to consider. And again, I think people are going to be seeing a lot less scenarios where they're being asked into these games anyways, because the majority of people online in Smash Bros want to be playing one-on-one anyways. So you're gonna, like, if you're gonna try to play team, or you're gonna try to play Smash, especially like if it's like Smash or something like that, probably without the items on, like more competitive, you're gonna find people that are not there for that. You know, you're not gonna find necessarily a more competitive Smash 4-player Smash situation or team situation, because the people that are doing that are more the party game people. If you're competitive, you're probably doing 1v1, or you're in an arena somewhere. And if you're not, you're probably playing it for the party games. You don't care. And you're happy when it gets to that random stage and shit like that. So your rules are a little bit different. But you're not going to find those people, and you're going to get a really long wait time if you're trying to do like a competitive team scenario or a 4. So that's that 2 cent. I think that pretty much wraps it up for the topics today. The last thing that I had was just like, it's not really a topic even. Which is one was upcoming Smash Ultimate Majors, and so I'll just kind of like rattle that one off. Obviously, we got Frostbite coming up in February. It's in Dearborn, Michigan. That's an exciting one that everybody seems to like. Hats off to Frostbite for continuing to grow every year in the Midwest. Also, Genesis 6, I believe it is, going to be in Oakland, California. I think that's in January, actually. But those are like the two biggest majors that I see coming up. I know there's some other, like, I'm not even sure they're considered majors, but there's a few more tournaments over the next 1 or 2 weeks. But the big boys are all starting off in January, February. Are there any that you're really thinking of that you know coming up in the next little chunk?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think those are them really. I'm so really excited for those. Last thing we had on the list was just a really small comment that I wanted to make out to our audience before, and that was, do you even ledge trap? Do you ledge trap? I don't really ledge trap enough. I've been trying to learn how to ledge trap better, and it's a good thing because Zero just released a video today, oh my goodness, about how to ledge trap efficiently in Smash Ultimate, which I think is going to be very useful because, like, I've been, again, lab this game. I saw a video the other day on YouTube. It wasn't by somebody who's very informative with his videos. His videos, he doesn't really talk in them or anything like that. It's kind of just like clips. But like at the beginning, this was like the video. He's like, I found some stuff that you can do with Lucas that, like, you know, this and that. And I thought he was gonna keep talking about like the moves and stuff, and it just stopped. And that was it. He's talked for about 10 seconds, and then it just went into some of his like crappy gameplay cuts. But it showed off the move that he was talking about, which is just his like little down spike, his little taps down spike, and it'll go through the stage in certain parts though. It goes to the stage, and like so, if somebody's hanging onto the edge, you do the down taps somewhere on the stage and it'll kick his ass. And I'm like, wow, that's a way to make him let go. Cause I've been doing like the PK thing down like that, like, let go of the edge or like charging up. I'm like, you know, but that actually helped. And so I think Zero's video is probably going to be really beneficial to a lot of people. Get in there and lab it, watch Zero's video, figure out your character's ways of doing that. Cause I did figure out that my up A on the edge will catch people. My other people's might too in some similar way. But like even if you're grabbing onto the ledge, the residue, as we call it from Lucas's PK thing, just somehow catches you. Like you're hanging on the edge and it's like, not if I charge it up all the way. You better let go. It'll grab you and throw you back up into that thing. Or again, if I just get my little down tilt like correctly. So those are some really interesting things, and I haven't watched the Zero video yet, but I'm looking forward to watching it so that I can see what he's discovered about the game and how to ledge trap.
Right. I saw that video drop today. I watched a lot of his movement ones. There's a lot more complexity to this game than people actually realize. Check out the movement video. It like helped a lot. There's a lot of things that I need to learn, some muscle memory that I need to build to make my gameplay a lot better. And it definitely helped. There's plenty of pros doing them right now. So there's like Armada, Leffen, Zero, Larry Lur, like there's a ton actually. So, you know, there's definitely people trying to open arms, anybody who wants to get an ultimate and so on and so forth. And I don't think the community's ever been as welcoming as it is now. So now's the time. Easy.
Well said. Well, that's all I have for today. Unless you have anything else that you'd like to cover.
Are you planning to host your Saturday event?
That's right. Oh my goodness, before we leave. Eminent will not be joining us for this, but this weekend during D-Live's happy hour, we are going to be hosting a Smash Ultimate tournament. This would be a D-Live exclusive tournament. I was planning to use the Infinite's help to maybe like put up a thing on Twitch, or like, well, first I was like, he can stream it and I'll put up the thing on Twitch, but now that's gonna have to be worked out. I'll find some way of doing it. But if we have anything up at all on Twitch, it'll just be pointing you to the D-Live. It'll be a D-Live exclusive tournament. Lots of payouts, lots of other ways to earn prizes and things like that in the community. And of course, if you're just, it's really the whole point of this is really just to get the Smash community to help raise some funds for these events and things like that. So it's a money match gaming event, but I'm also going to be reaching out to other community heads in the Smash Wi-Fi community and just other players and stuff like that. See if we get some more people out here supporting this effort, maybe doing their own streams or whatever, but preferably in ours, and just getting more of the community around this type of thing. Because I'm like, I don't know, I'm even thinking about the level of like, hey, you invite your people, I'll invite mine, you invite yours, we'll give you a small percentage of whatever these are from the donations. But like something's like get the communities together, because we got a lot of people and a lot of people to play Smash, and a lot of people to play Smash online, and I think it's getting ridiculous. And I know sometimes they just probably don't see my tweets and stuff like that, but I'm like, I think it's ridiculous. We have so many online Smash Bros communities, and like there's our payouts on the regular, and then there's like I think one other tournament that I saw that does like a $3 payout regularly. Like take the L Tuesdays at $3 for the winner on Tuesdays, and I'm like, you guys don't want to listen at all about how to fund more than $3? Not at all. Not at all. Okay. Currently we're making about $3 a day on interest, but you don't want to pay attention. That's cool. It's cool. So this is something where I'm like, hopefully we can get some more people to come in and be like, they'll be like, oh wow, that's great. Wait, my viewers earn something. Wait, I earn something. Wait, this works how? Wait, I can do both. One that smacks me in the head.
The world are skeptics until we pave the way.
Yep. But yeah, so that'll be really exciting. So to see if we can get this all formulated, I'm sure our community will show out. That'll be good things for us on D Live, because even if we have a few people, even if it's a small event just from the Money Match gaming community and running exclusively only D Live, that's a good 10 or 12 people on a small event that we have in the chat and stuff with us. So we're excited to, and hopefully, and the point of that for the people in our community is that they get better with the D Live platform, because we want you guys in our community to get better with the platform, get a better understanding of it, how to use it and stuff like that. So you guys like, Smurf, how does this happen? Smurf, how does that happen? I'm like, I'm fine with those questions, but imagine the day that you guys wake up and you're like, I'm gonna put my friend on the D Live and have him start making some interest before you ever start streaming. Like, wow, y'all done learned so much. Oh my God. Or the day that somebody like messages me on Discord and it's like, I had a money match between this person for 50 Lino points. Whew, gotta make your boy so fucking proud. And it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So that's what this weekend's all about, getting the Smash community on to D Live, seeing this platform, taking advantage of the happy hour, and getting everybody up to speed on things, like teaching people. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Plus, it's distributing funds to more people. The more people we get in here, the more people we can distribute these D Live funds to. Also, I just talked to the Lino team today, and until things get up on the test net and it becomes a cryptocurrency, not a token, it's actually illegal to transfer that to United States dollars. So we're good to go there. Hopefully you guys learn, and I'm like, oh, some people might hear that, like, oh, but when it switches, and I'm like, you don't worry about when it switches. And when it switches, hopefully that's gonna be 2-3 months from now. Hopefully in 3 months of these events, you'll be that much better and not be confused with how to cash out your own way if you wanted to. I would hope that you learn something over 3 months with your own digital wallet. You will. You
mean Smurf's gonna make a video and he'll explain it all in less than 5 minutes?
There's gonna be videos too.
You have too much faith sometimes. I'm like,
oh, it's gonna be videos too. That's gonna be part of it. But it's just there's 3 months for people to before the main nut launches or something like that. I'm like, it's gonna be at least 3 months of people just getting cashed out United States dollars and stuff like that. So at some point you would understand during that 3 months how to just transfer Money Match Gaming money, because it's not difficult. It's if it wasn't a token, if it was anything else, and I logged on to an account and it said transfer this person money, and I would know how to can do it. You read the lines. That's actually not difficult, where it says enter amount here and person's name there. And so, I get there's other complicated things around the platform, but sometimes people just try to make things too complicated.
That's true.
Find your Lino account. Wow, well, one thing says Lino account. There's only 12 things in that right column. Use your password. It already starts you in transfer. You don't even have to click anything. So you're in transfer right away for the second part. It asks you who you're sending it to. That's a tough question. There's no tough questions. It's only tough if you're well, what's digital cryptocurrency? What's tokens? Then you make it more difficult for yourself. But nobody's ever confused about the concept of just cheering on how do I cheer? Watch a video. It'll give you some cheers. Okay, I'll do that. How does it reward you? You don't even know, but you're sending cheers. You don't baffles my mind. But if somebody tells you an actual dollar figure to something, so we'll see what happens with that.
So with that being said, I saw Mortal Engines. It's a terrible movie. Oh. Please don't go see it. At the very end, basically London. Spoiler alert: London attacks basically a Chinese domain that's not nuked to shit, and it's behind this giant iron wall made of stone and steel, and it has old school howitzers on top and stuff, and London basically builds this giant laser / imploding gravity cannon thing that when it hits, it implodes everything into it. He hits the concave about twice. Probably kills a few hundred, like, I wouldn't say 100,000 people, but he killed a few hundred people. Enough to piss you off. And then, London stopped, and, all the refugees walk up to the, like, half-destroyed wall, and they're walking up to the Chinese, like, conclave thing, and all their dudes are holding guns, and they're pointing it at the refugees. And then, not even maybe like a few hours ago, London was on the edges of the London City on wheels, screaming, yay, that they were like blowing through this concave and about to rape and savage everything in there. And, they're like, puppy dog eyes, and, they let them in. That's kind of how the movie ends. And, most people are just sheep, dude. That was the one thing that I did appreciate about the movie. It was like the whole time mob mentality. That's just people. And, it's just how it goes, man.
Yeah.
A little wisdom tip for you at the end, because I know you rage way too much about that specific thing. It's just, dude, that's just people, man.
Well,
just people.
Good luck talking to my girlfriend. I've seen that now. We'll see. We'll see. We're Tolkien fans, so it's like, oh man, no need to say that. But good thing you said that. But whatever, we'll see. Smash.gg submission approved. We in there. All right, but that's all we have for you guys today. Hopefully you've enjoyed this podcast on MMG Talks. What's hot in the Smash Ultimate community? Week 2.
Hey, good night, and to all a great, happy, Merry Christmas. Next week we probably won't have a podcast. Christmas things going on and stuff like that. So we'll catch you afterwards. We might do Mortal Engines. It might be Spider-Man. It's probably gonna be Spider-Man. But it's all good gravy. Love. Until next time, my friends and family and all those people. Love.